నమస్కారం సద్గురు.
నమస్కారం.
వెల్కమ్ టు అవర్ షో అండి. మీరు సద్గురువుగా మారక ముందు ఒక బిజినెస్ మెన్, పోల్ట్రీ ఫార్మింగ్, కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ వంటి రంగాలను దాటుకుంటూ ఆధ్యాత్మిక రంగంలో వచ్చి స్థిరపడ్డారు. అయినప్పటికీ మిమ్మల్ని ఒక స్పిరిచువల్ ఇండస్ట్రియలిస్ట్ అనవచ్చేమో కదా?
No, I left the industry and came to spirituality, so you can't call me spiritual industrialist. But spiritual process has become the most essential need on the planet today because we have many things that we never had in the past, this generation of people. But one thing that they don't know is how to keep themselves within themselves.
వేరే వాళ్ళ మీద వెళ్ళి పడుతూ ఉంటారంట?
No, I'm just saying to be simply joyful by their own nature.
Right.
For everything they need an aid.
ఒక క్రచ్ కావాలి మనకి.
They need a happiness app. So, spiritual process is the most vital thing needed. If you want to call it an industry, I have no objection because I don't think industry is a bad word, nor is business a bad word.
Right.
In my understanding, industry means somebody is working hard to make something happen. If that's what you mean by industry, yes, I am always very industrious.
నది నాగరికత అంటారు. మన నాగరికత ప్రమాదంలో పడిందని మీరు నదుల సంరక్షణకి నడుం కట్టారంటారా?
The rivers have been the basis of… today maybe cities are being built wherever the highways are. People say in the future, wherever the internet highways are, that's where people will build cities, all right. I think people will gather where Wi-Fi is. But essentially human civilization started around water bodies.
Yes.
Largely rivers, all across the world, not just in India. It was a natural thing to do because whatever you have to do in your life, you need water. How much distance do you want to carry your water was a question when there were no pumps.
Yes.
So naturally, they settle down on the river banks and that's a very obvious thing. So, as a civilization, as many generations of people have lived on the river banks, have experienced rivers not just as resource but as an embodiment of life. So because of that, there is a lot of emotion about it. And we even start looking up to a river as a divine entity. Because in a way it is, because it sustains our life.
Yes.
It is the basis of our survival and our well-being. But I see that these emotions are not good enough for concrete action.
Yes.
This is why we are pushing towards an enforceable policy, an implementable policy through which we can do what is needed to make the rivers flow. When I say rivers flow, rivers which were perennial rivers for many thousands of years are all becoming seasonal now.
Oh.
So, if we don't change this now, we won't have rivers left. This is not some alarmist activist talk. Many rivers which we had have disappeared. For example, I just came from Bangalore. In Bangalore city, about 60 years ago, there were nearly 1,000 lakes, nearly 1,000 lakes and 3 rivers. I have not seen the rivers. People say there were 3 rivers flowing through Bangalore city. Out of these 1,000 lakes, only 81 lakes are left today.
Okay.
Out of these 81 lakes, 40 lakes are frothing with chemical poisoning. But rivers are totally gone. Like this, many rivers are gone all across the country. Out of the 800 rivers or rivulets, which are tributaries to Bhagirathi and Ganga, 470 of them have turned seasonal. That means they are in the process of disappearing. Even great rivers like Kaveri, Krishna, Narmada have become seasonal.
Yes.
So, if we don't do the right things now, it'll be very late later on.
అవును, అంటే టైగర్స్ లాగా రివర్స్ కూడా ఎండేంజర్డ్ స్పీసీస్ లాగా అయిపోతుంది.
Rivers are… once rivers are endangered, everything else is endangered, including ourselves.
మీరు ఈ 16 రాష్ట్రాల్లో చేస్తున్న ర్యాలీ ఫర్ రివర్స్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ద్వారా ఎలాంటి లాంగ్ టర్మ్ ఫలితాలు ఆశిస్తున్నారు? ఇన్ ద షార్ట్ టర్మ్ యూర్ మొబిలైజింగ్ పబ్లిక్ ఒపీనియన్ అండ్ డెమోక్రాటిక్ కన్సెన్సస్, బట్ ఏదో ఒక 5 ఏళ్ళలో అన్నా 10 ఏళ్ళలో అన్నా ఎలాంటి ఫలితాలను ఆశిస్తున్నారు?
See, rallying for rivers essentially, right now, as you said, public opinion and political concurrence, because river is a concurrent subject between center and state.
And the states, yes.
So, we have brought concurrence for the first time in the last 70 years of independent India.
అంటే మీ
There
charm
is-
ద్వారా అది
there is
సాధించారు.
concurrence, no, I think everybody has realized the urgency of it.
Yes.
So, concurrence has come, which is very wonderful across political spectrum. Now the next thing is public opinion in a huge way is important because this is a long-term policy. If you aggressively implement this, it will take anywhere between 10 to 15 years to implement. And after implementation, it will take another 5–10 years to show visual results for the people. Results will start happening within 3 to 5 years, but they may not be visually,
అవును, మన కనిపించకపోవచ్చు. అవును.
So that will take 20–25 years totally. This means 4 to 5 governments would have come and gone.
అవును.
And many of us who are here today may not be there in 25 years' time. So to take a policy which is so long-term, it's important the people of the nation express their responsibility that we are willing to go through this. Because this is an opportunity for we as a generation to express that we are not a freebie generation, we are a responsible generation. This is something we have to demonstrate. Only then the hands of the governments will be strengthened, otherwise we sit at home and comment about it. It is time that citizens of India responsibly express that, yes, we want a long-term river policy, because long-term river policy means all of us will have to go through some pain to achieve this. So in a way, we are saying we are willing to go through that if you are taking care of the next generations now with the policy.
అంటే మీరు ఆశించిన స్థాయిలో కాకపోయినా కేంద్ర రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వాలు కూడా నదుల సంరక్షణకు సంబంధించిన అనేక చర్యలు చేపడుతున్నాయి. ఉదాహరణకు కేంద్రం ద్వారా గంగా ప్రక్షాళన, తెలంగాణలో మిషన్ కాకతీయ, ఆంధ్రాలో నదుల అనుసంధానం, వీటన్నిటినీ దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొనే మీ ర్యాలీ ఫర్ రివర్స్ క్యాంపెయిన్ సాగుతుంది.
Yes, very much so. It is very heartening to hear that this Kakatiya, Mission Kakatiya is looking at how to enhance the, the ponds and lakes
Yes,
in this…
revitalize
in
the
the state,
lakes.
revitalization of that. This is most important, but it's not only important to desilt it, it's also important that there is substantial vegetation around it and open up the channels which feed these lakes. I hope they're doing all that. I heard very positive things about it. I'm not first-hand conversant with that. But these are the kinds of activities that India needs, because we have an average of only 45 days of rain in the year.
Yes.
Unlike Europe or North America, where heavy snowfall and rain will happen. So the volume of water coming down to us comes down in a concentrated form, in the form of monsoon. We should be able to hold it for an entire year and use it for 365 days. This cannot be held in dams and lakes alone, because if you hold it in a tropical country, if you hold water in an open space, the evaporation levels are over 70%.
So it has to happen naturally.
It has to happen because of vegetation. Vegetation will hold water, the root system will hold water, the organic content which will be there will hold water. This is the way we need to hold it, or a large part of the land should come under shade. At least 30 to 40% of the land should be under shade, if not forest, at least under shade. Either horticulture or tree-based agriculture must happen. Without this, we can't hold water for 365 days. And also the way we're using water also is something we have to look at it, because 84% of the water consumption is by the agricultural sector. But we are still irrigating our lands as we did 1,000 years ago.
అవును.
There is enormous amount of technology and understanding as to how a specific crop has to be irrigated. So this technology and this science is not somewhere up in the sky, it's in every one of our universities, agricultural universities have this. So we want a methodology, or we want a system or an agency which will effectively transfer this knowledge to the field, which has not happened in this country, which we must do now.
మన నదులు ఎందుకు ప్రమాదంలో పడ్డాయంటారు? అంటే మీరు చెప్పినట్టు మన వ్యవసాయ విధానాలు, పారిశ్రామిక పద్ధతులే దీనికి కారణం అంటారా?
That is usage.
Apart from population explosion.
So there are two aspects to the river, and there are two types of rivers. One is fed rivers.
which are there up north maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in India, only 4% of river water is glacier fed. Rest is all forest fed. Essentially, it's deforestation, lack of vegetation in the catchment areas. But our idea of catchment area is just that one valley in the mountain is catchment, the rest of it is not catchment. It is not so. The entire length of the river is catchment in some way. These rivers flowed in full glory when the entire nation was a rainforest.
Yes.
We cannot go back to those days.
Obviously not.
We definitely cannot go back to this. We are heavily populated now, but we have to make some compensatory action. Fortunately, still, 25% of the land is in the government hands wherever the rivers are flowing.
Yes.
This, I am determined, must become forests. There's no question about it.
Reforestation చేయాలంటారు.
Yes, wherever government holds the land, we must go into, afforestation of the place. But where the farmlands are there is 75%. Out of this, 6 to 8% is delta lands. Deltas, we can leave them, there's no need to do anything about it. The remaining 65% is what we are talking about. So this minimum 1 kilometer I'm talking about is just a minimum sample to show that it works. After that, considering the topographical features of the land, accordingly we will have to plant. But first thing is, this 1 kilometer is to demonstrate that moving from crop-based agriculture to tree-based agriculture is going to be hugely beneficial for the farmer. His income will go up 3 to 8 times in 6 to 7 years' time. So, first the industry and government must invest, only then the farmer should invest.
మీరు ఒక ఇంటర్వ్యూలో చెప్పారు, యువతులు చాలామంది 20 ఏళ్ళకి తక్కువ వయసులో ఉన్న యువతులు చాలామంది నదులు చూడనే లేదని.
మీరు అడిగి చూడండి. చూడలేదండి వాళ్ళు ఫోన్లో చూశారు. ఆన్లైన్ రివర్స్ చూశారు, రియల్ రివర్స్ చూడలేదు వాళ్ళు.
ఇవాళ ఈషా ఫౌండేషన్ అనేది ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా పనిచేస్తుంది. దీని ద్వారా మీరు ప్రపంచానికి ఏమి ఇవ్వదలుచుకుంటున్నారు?
This is not about the world, this is about individual people. As far as I am concerned, individual people are existence. Society, world, all these are just words.
Yes.
You exist, I exist, and this person and that person exists. Rest is all just words, isn't it? So my work is with individual people.
Okay.
Wherever there are people, we go, it doesn't matter who they are. We work with political leaders, we work with corporate leaders, we work in prisons, we work with tribal women, all kinds of people. 70% of our activity is in rural India.
Okay.
But only when I come to Hyderabad, the cameras are on me. When I go to the village, the cameras don't follow that far.
Okay.
It's a little too far for the cameras, unfortunately.
మీరు ఇన్నర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అని అంటూ ఉంటారు, కానీ భారతదేశానికి సోషల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అనేది కూడా చాలా అవసరమేమో. ఎందుకంటే 90% సమస్యలు మనవి సోషల్ ఇష్యూస్ నుంచి వస్తుంటాయి, సచ్ as alcoholism or drug addiction, crime against women and children.
How is alcoholism or any of those things you're mentioning a social problem? It's an individual problem, isn't it? Can a society drink or you drink?
When a person watches people in society
No,
getting
no.
drunk, becoming alcoholic.
It's only individuals drinking. If enough number of individuals start drinking, there will be a society of drinkers. If enough number of people start playing cards, there will be a society of card players. If enough number of people play golf, there will be a society of golfers. Tomorrow, a society of bikers have invited me to ride in Hyderabad.
అవును.
Because a lot of people are riding motorcycles these days once again, just for the fun of it. So, there is a bikers society. So, society is just a gathering of individuals. You can't fix the society, you can only transform the individual.
మీరు బైక్ అంటే మీకు ఏ బైక్ ఇష్టం? మీరు ఈ మధ్య కూడా ఒక బైక్ మీద ర్యాలీ తీశారనుకుంటా.
All the modern bikes we have not ridden, where we used to ride the old Yazdis and Javas. Now they have technologically super advanced motorcycles.
అవి కూడా నడుపుతున్నారా?
I can ride them, but I don't have the time to do it.
మీరు నిన్న గోంగూర చింతపచ్చడి అన్నం తిందామని అనుకున్నారు, తిన్నారా?
అవునండి. తెలంగాణకు వచ్చి ఎలాగా తెలుగు గోంగూర తినే తినకా పోయేది నేను.
మీరు కేవలం ఆధ్యాత్మిక విషయాల గురించి కాకుండా వరల్డ్ ఎకనామిక్ ఫోరం వంటి వేదికలపై ఆర్థిక వ్యవహారాల గురించి కూడా చాలా గొప్పగా మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటారు. ఇండియన్ ఎకానమీ, ప్రస్తుతం ఉన్న ఇండియన్ ఎకానమీ గురించి మీ అంచనా ఏంటి? జిఎస్టీ డిమానిటైజేషన్ వంటి చర్యల్ని మీరు ఎలా చూస్తారు?
Demonetization, GST, these are all painful steps we have to take if we have to move upward.
నెసెసరీ స్టెప్స్ అంటారు.
Yes. Painful they are. But if you don't take some pain, you won't climb up. Unfortunately, in this country, a whole lot of people have come to this conclusion that status quo is some kind of a solution. Only those who are in comfortable positions in the world will seek status quo. If you are a Maharaja or a Maharani, then you will seek status quo, let it be as it is. But if you are down there suffering, you don't seek status quo. So status quo is not a solution, it is the philosophy of vested interests. So right now I am glad the government is not allowing status quo, willing to take painful steps. This shows that there is a commitment to take it forward. Is everything working fantastic? No, there is no magic wand for improving our economy.
Yes.
India is a very complex nation, we must understand. It's one of the most difficult nations to manage.
ఇది సెల్ఫీస్ జమానా అంటారు. ఎవరి ఫొటోస్ వాళ్ళు తీసుకోవడంతో సహా ఎవరి స్వార్థాన్ని వాళ్ళు చూసుకుంటున్నారు. ఈ స్వార్థాన్ని జయించడం ఎలా? అడ్డదారులు తొక్కి ఎదగడానికి ఏదన్నా అడ్డదారులు తొక్కుతూ ఉంటారు కొంతమంది.
See, we're always trying to find moral solutions to everything. We should stop this.
అవును.
Because your morality and my morality may be different, my morality and somebody else's morality is different.
Yes.
So, I want to impose my morality on you means my opinion is bigger than the law. I'm saying we must become a law-abiding nation. The laws must be unambiguous and enforceable. This is what I'm seeking even for the rivers. You think something about the river, I think something about the river, this is no good, you can think what you want. There must be a law.
అవును.
How to enforce the law, and all of us should abide by the law. Your opinion, my opinion being bigger than the law should go.
ఓకే. ఇండివిజువల్ ఒపీనియన్స్ కంటే లావే.
You can think whatever you want in your home, but once you step on the street, there is a law, you and me, whether we like it or we don't like it, we should go by the law.
డబ్బులు వెనుక పరుగులు తీస్తున్న ప్రపంచానికి స్పిరిచువల్ సాధన ఎంత అవసరం అంటారు? ఎస్పెషలీ ఫర్ our leaders, be it in business or politics.
I don't think people are running after money. I think people are running after expansion. They want to expand.
Of self, you mean?
There's only self, tell me what else is there.
అంటే మెటీరియలిస్టిక్.
What method they're employing is not the point. You asking me, where are they trying to go? They are only trying to expand, they want to become something more than who they are.
Yes.
Whether if somebody who knows money, he thinks money will do it.
No.
Somebody who knows wealth, he thinks wealth will do it. Somebody who knows pleasure, he thinks pleasure will do it. Somebody who knows love, they think love will do it. Somebody who knows knowledge, they think knowledge will do it. Somebody who knows prayer, they think prayer will do it. All of them are seeking the same thing, that they want to be something more than what they are right now, isn't it?
ఎస్.
So, if you are seeking something more, if that something more happens right now, what would you want next, I'm asking?
సంథింగ్ ఈవెన్
Something more. So, instead of going in installments, what do you want? Please tell me, how much expansion do you want? If you look at this, you clearly know you are not looking for limited expansion, you want a limitless expansion. If you become… because you're conducting this unconsciously, either you are doing business or expanding your business or expanding your property or wealth or knowledge or just shopping, doesn't matter what you're doing, essentially you're trying to expand in an unconscious way. Suppose you realize right now, as you said, you want limitless expansion. If you handle this consciously, how would you handle it? Naturally inward, isn't it? That's all we are trying to do, to bring this awareness to people. Anyway, you're seeking expansion, limitless expansion in installments. You're trying to go to infinite in installments, which is silly, but you're doing it. So, we are just trying to remind you, anyway what you want is infinite expansion, so there is a way of doing it successfully.
by turning inwards.
By turning inward.
కరణ్ జోహర్ ఒకసారి ఒక ప్రశ్న అడిగితే ప్రేమ అంటే ఏంటి అని అడిగితే మిమ్మల్ని ప్రేమ అంటే చాలా అందమైన ఫీలింగ్ బట్ ఇట్స్ క్రిప్లింగ్ ఫర్ మెనీ అన్నారు, అంటే కట్టిపడేస్తుందని. ఎందుకు అలా అవుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాను?
Because they are very discriminatory. They love this one and hate this one, so they get tangled up with this one and this one.
యాజ్ ఇన్ రొమాంటిక్ లవ్.
See, unfortunately, we have misunderstood what is romance. Maybe most people's idea of romance comes from B-grade movies. Yes, they think romance means running after somebody. Romance doesn't mean that. Romance means a profound engagement with something, okay? Now I can romance with the flower, I can romance with my breath. So if you're truly romantic, what is your problem? You're profoundly engaged with life. In that, you may also play with a man or a woman according to your… this thing,
చాయిస్.
according to your choice or your inclination or whatever. But the important thing is, you are profoundly engaged with life. This doesn't mean you're entangled with life. So entanglement will happen because you're discriminatory. You engage with this one, you're not interested in anything else. Naturally, you'll get entangled. So I am talking about a romance, which is non-discriminatory. I am engaged with everything. Now I am with you, I am absolutely engaged with you, you don't find me not engaged with you. Next moment, if I am with something, I am totally engaged with that. So how can you spend a life without involvement? No involvement, no experience of life. Because the only wealth you have in this life really is the profoundness of your experience. Rest of the wealth you carry, it doesn't come with you, it only taxes you.
That's true.
So, the real wealth you have is the profoundness of your experience. If this has to happen to you, if this wealth has to come to you, you must be involved with everything, isn't it?
Yes.
If I say, oh, she's just come for half an hour interview, why should I be engaged, say something and send her? Then there's no experience of profoundness here. But this moment, when I sit with you, I look at you as you're my life and everything.
Okay.
Next moment, if I look at this flower, this is my life right now. Because without involvement, there is no life. Now you are playing half a life. If you keep yourself half alive, that's called torture.
Which many of us are leading.
Yes, they're all in self-imposed torture. I think they're practicing to go to hell.
ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని ఇబ్బందులు ఉన్నా ఎన్ని పరిమితులు ఉన్నా భారతదేశానికి ఒక ప్రత్యేకత ఉంది. ఇక్కడ ప్రజాస్వామ్యం మీద నమ్మకాన్ని ఇప్పుడు కూడా కలిగిస్తుంది ప్రజాస్వామ్యం. ఈ డెమోక్రాటిక్ పొలిటికల్ ప్రాసెస్లో మీలాంటి వారు జాయిన్ అయితే మనం ఆశించిన అభివృద్ధి ఇంకా వేగంగా అందుకోగలం.
నేను ఉన్నాను కదా, నేను ఓట్ చేస్తున్నాను కదా.
Are you going to contest?
Election? No, never.
ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ముఖ్యమంత్రి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారితో ఇన్నర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అప్పుడు 2 స్టెప్పులు వేయించారు, ఆయన చేత డాన్స్ చేయించారు. సో యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో గెట్ ద ఓటర్స్ టు డాన్స్ టు యువర్ ట్యూన్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ contest.
I want the nation because the very Bharat means, Bharata means Bhava, Raga and Thala. So we are a nation of song and dance. This is the only nation where our gods sing and dance, okay? We don't like gods who don't dance. We don't like serious gods. This is the only country like this, all right? So, definitely, but for people to dance, at least first their stomach should be full. We are still not able to do that, unfortunately. And in this process of everybody's stomach being full, maintaining the condition on the wealth of the soil and water is most vital.
Yes.
That's what I'm working at right now. I have no time for election, nor am I inclined. So, I'm saying we elected the governments. Instead of complaining, we must support. Support also includes criticism, okay? Support also includes this. Whenever I say you must support the government we have elected, some people say, oh, so you don't believe in critic. I say, your criticism also must be supportive, isn't it? If you're doing something wrong, should I point it out so that you can correct it, or should I point it out because I want to kill you with that? What is the point, I'm asking? Because we elect them and then we pull their legs every day, how are they supposed to function? If you want the people that you appoint, you must understand they are not your leaders, they are your representatives in the parliament and in the legislature. When they are representing you, should you support them or should you disrupt them on a daily basis? If you're a responsible citizen, you must support them. In whichever way necessary, you must support them, either with critique or with praise or with support or ground level action, whatever.
Yes.
But we must support if you are interested in the well-being of the nation. You elect them today and tomorrow morning you want to pull them down, I don't see what's the point, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Thank you very much, Sadhguru.
Thank you.
Wish you great success with your rally for reversing.
I don't wish me success. You have to make it a success in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh.
We'll try. We'll
Thank
try.
you.
Thank you, Aunty. Namaskaram.